Where I am now, I'm in a special place of tender warm embrace. Where I am now. Where I am now, I'm better than before. I'm through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place of tender warm embrace. Where I am now.
Good, good, good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I want to welcome you to FYI Morning Show Live. I'm Yolanda Hinton, host of FYI Morning Show Live, and I want to welcome you here this morning. Hold on, let's give it up for Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you all like, share, comment, and subscribe. As a matter of fact, go over to the newest platform on YouTube, and that's FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. You can always go to Crystal Records One, CRISTO Records One. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, follow me, and I promise I will follow you back. Listen, the weather here is absolutely beautiful in the Hampton Roads area. You can expect it to be maybe like in the 80s. I don't know about a whole lot of humidity, but on today, so far, it feels so good. The sun is out and popping, and we're going to have a beautiful, beautiful day. Not much rain, but I tell you what, it is absolutely perfect. You know, yesterday was a really perfect weather, and even in the evening, it kind of cooled down real nice. So it just reminds you that we're still in the spring. We're at the edge, the cusp, the border of summer. And so far, the weather has been good. A few hot days. But other than that, it's been absolutely fabulous. We have so many folk joining us already. I want to say good morning over here on TikTok. You all are definitely a blessing. You all show up. Make sure you say something in the comments. I want you all to kind of talk and tell me what you do, who you are, and how you feel about the topics that we have or the guests or whatever we're doing. We would love to hear more from you. Of course, on Facebook, you all are always giving us that feedback. Twitter, we want to hear from you. Make sure we hear from you. Instagram is always on, up and popping with us as well. And it's just really wonderful to be able to interact with you all here. The real Bird Day, is that it? The real Birdie? Delane, good morning. Norm Andrews, how are you? We have a lot of folks on Jan. What's going on? I'm going to go through some of these names a little bit later, but so far, so good. You all are up and popping, and I am just glad to be here. Look, this is Wednesday, Hump Day. It's Hump Day. It's the middle of the week. You all should be up and popping. Now, I can see folk dragging on Monday after a long weekend, you know, having a good time, and then all of a sudden you got to get back up on Monday and get in the grind. But by Wednesday, you should be up and popping. You should be raring to go. Your energy should be there. You should be feeling good. You should be solving your problems, doing your work, and just getting ready for, you know, just a wonderful, wonderful week and days ahead in the week. You should be able to get to going. But anyway, this is Hump Day. Wednesday's Hump Day. It's FYI's What's Under the Hat, Men's Issues. And we're going to talk about something that I feel like I just enjoy doing and talking about. We've done it for 11 years on FYI radio show. And I just want to bring back this segment because we are so close to Father's Day. This is FYI today's segment, What Not to Buy Fathers on Father's Day. Father's Day is coming up on this Sunday. Are you all ready? Have you gone out, bought things, gone online, bought things for your father? We have some tips. I have some tips today, kind of like letting you all know that, I've gotten a few complaints from daddies and from fathers saying, now listen, you got to come up. Children, we got to come up. If your daddy's here on the planet, the daddies are saying you got to come up because some of this stuff you all are buying, it's not really, really where it's at. Father's Day, celebrating fathers, all that they've done for us, and really appreciating them for who they are. Now, I know you all are saying, look, fathers are fathers. They may not be that particular that you may think that. But like I said, I've heard from quite a few fathers who are saying, you know what, make sure you bring that topic back and let our youngins know that they got to do a little bit better. Because guess what they do? They compare Father's Day to Mother's Day. And what happens on Mother's Day? You all know what happens. Everybody loves. Mothers are just beloved. They are just loved, period. And, so they don't want you all to sit on their day. Mothers get everything. They get all the love in the world. They get all the gifts. They get things that they want. You can go out on Mother's Day and see the restaurants, the lines wrapped around the restaurants. You see all the flowers going out the store, the cards, the candy, jewelry, things that mothers like, spa days and all kind of stuff. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. Children love their moms. Children love their mom. And even if your mom was not there was a mother figure in your life. A lot of people kind of been raised by grandma or aunties or someone in their life, and that is a mother to them. They've been adopted, or they've gone through a system wherein they were placed, and they are, they still kind of like look at that person as a mother figure. And so that's what happens. We have children that just love their mothers, and they do everything for them. And it is a joy. I can't lie, it's a joy. But it's not about Mother's Day. It's about Father's Day coming up this Sunday. Now listen, I want to know in the chat, have you all gone out yet? What kind of things are you buying your daddy? Are you buying your daddy anything? Father's Day, like I said, a celebration of fathers. And it's like almost like a reward. It's like, I'm going to reward you, Dad, for being such a wonderful daddy, for being there, for working hard. And I really believe that dads really deserve this day. Why? Because dads have really, really worked hard to keep the family going, to see to it that you have the things that you want. And they work hard. And the thing about it is, sometimes they can't be there all the time. Why? Because they are out there getting that bread, getting those coins. And sometimes they have to concentrate. They work long hours. And for that reason, we need to, you kind of look at it a little bit different. Well, Dad wasn't there for me, but what was he doing? Some of them, yeah, they may not have been there, but those that were there, and they did what they could. They worked hard. I know my father worked hard. My grandfather, my uncles, these men, even my nephews and my sons, husband, these are hardworking men, and they are, making sure that the family gets the things that they need. I want to applaud our daddies because daddy has been there and dads have done so much. Why it is, why are they telling me that we're not appreciating like they want us to appreciate it? We got to talk about it, y'all. Now, I guess maybe some of you all say, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Or, hey, take what I got. It's the thought behind it. But yeah, that's fine and good. But like I said, while on one end you're giving mom everything, giving everything she wants, and making sure she's satisfied and happy, you know, let's do those same things for dad. So today we're going to talk about Father's Day, what not to. Now on Friday, Fun Friday, we're going to talk about what to get fathers, some of the great things to get fathers. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about what not to do. You know, first of all, you've got to be very thoughtful. You got to think things out. You got to think it out. You got to go through the year trying to figure out or seeing the things that dad is interested in. He'll probably give some kind of heads up, or you'll hear him talking about it a lot. Oh, this would be great, great, great. I like that. I'm telling uh, this one and that one about this, that, and the other. They do drop hints. Um, and so make sure you all listen to those hints. Make sure you have an ear to hear, and then sometimes just come on out and ask fathers what in the heck do they want. Now, this is the thing. Sometimes it's like pulling teeth. Let's just tell the truth about it. Sometimes, dads, let me say something to you all, dads out there. Sometimes you all are not vocal, not verbal. You don't express yourself. You don't use your voice. You don't, you kind of like back off of the things that you need. Uh, and I know that for a fact. I'm surrounded by a few people that don't they're not expressive, or they may give you a few hints here and there, and you got to jump on those hints, and say, oh, I heard him talk about this or that and the other, so I'm gonna make it so, uh, and give gifts that are thoughtful, practical, memorable, uh, you know, and things that they really, really want. Why is it, and this is one of the complaints, y'all, that dads, now this is the truth, I've heard them say it, so as soon as Father's Day come around, y'all go in the dollar store and absolutely just buy everything in there in the dollar store and give it to dad. Men are kind of fed up with some of those dollar store trinkets, and especially when they have invested so much in us, or they've gone the extra mile and they put us through school, and they've made things happen for us in our lives, and fed us, they clothed us, and you go in there and buy a dollar razor, or you go in there and buy what is it, some of the things that you all roll up in there and get some kind of cologne, some of them old school cologne, some of that old school stuff at that old spice and all that old stuff that don't even nobody but your grandpa and your daddy and them, back in the day, uh, kind of jumped on, kind of used. But here are some of the things that they don't want. They do not want coffee mugs. Don't go in the dollar store getting these coffee mugs. They're fed up. I'm telling you what they're telling me now. I'm trying to help y'all out. Go out there and make sure dad have a good day. The dads are saying, stop with the coffee mugs. Stop it. No more coffee mugs, baby. No more. That's enough of that. What else? Stop with the coffee mugs. And guess what else? Can y'all stop with these ties? Men are telling me, look, make sure your listeners and viewers know that they're fed up with the ties, especially ties with a theme. Don't bring dad a tie and it has a theme and he can't wear it with nothing except on Halloween or something. Don't do that. Men are fed up with the theme ties. They're fed up with ties anyway. Bow ties and neckties. Just stop it. None of that. They don't want that. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to help you out. No more ties. No more coffee mugs. No more ties. Guess what else? No more. No more socks and slippers. How many pairs of slippers can you buy? And getting back to the coffee mugs, if you are 20 years old, you've been giving your dad coffee mugs for 20 years. He got a whole row of coffee mugs. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. That's too much. That means you're not being thoughtful. You're not really thinking out some of the things that he would really want. You just going in and buying something. Find out what dad wants. It may not be something extravagant. It may be something as simple as whatever it is. But can you all stop with the socks and the slippers? They don't want that. They're telling me to let you all know that that kind of stuff is not appropriate. Okay? I want you all to hold on just for 1 second. I need to get me some water. Okay, I actually had to sneeze, y'all. I don't know what it is about me sneezing, but I had to sneeze, and I do have my water here just in case. Okay, let's continue with this conversation. I want you all to talk back to me too. I want to know, okay, I have bought fathers and baby daddies and coming to me and say it's not fair. You all are doing us wrong. You all are not being thoughtful when it comes to Father's Day. So today we're talking about what not to get dad. All right, and once we do that on Friday, we're going to come back and find out some of the things that they really, really want. Let's keep going down the line. Why would you give your daddy a plant? Especially if you know he's not into plants. No plants. No plants now. Some people, oh, let me go in the store and get anything. Tools. Tools are fine. Men use tools. They're in the garage. They got all kinds of stuff. But on Father's Day, they're requesting that you all don't go down that road. No tools. Let them buy their own tools. Let them get their own tools, but be thoughtful enough to give dad something that they desire. Something that's desirable, high quality, comfort, or unique. And it's not that you have to continuously splurge, but they want certain things. They want popular trends, and they have lists of things that they really want. Okay, don't get dad something that he's never used and don't want to use. You've never seen him use it. You've never seen him mention it. It's just something that you saw. Stop buying gifts that you like and dad is not into it. Be very thoughtful and mindful when it comes to Father's Day. Give them that same love, courtesy, and respect that you give mothers. We go all out for mothers. Dad want the same thing. They do not want certain things. Okay? Don't give them things that they can't work on. Don't give them anything that they don't have education about. And then nothing wrong with, giving them something that they can learn from, or, gadgets that, they can get into. It's not about that. Let's begin to listen to see what are good fits for Dad D. I mean, this is a serious thing because I'm telling you, anytime, I know throughout the years, we've talked about it, and Dad say, oh, we get the worst things. We get the worst gifts, and we want, our children to do better. Now, Dad, I got to talk with you all again now. Let me say this. Again, you've got to be more verbal. You've got to communicate some of the things that you like. And another thing, and this is what I see, I know this personally, you can sometimes give dad something and dad will give it away. Give it away to somebody else. Why? Because sometimes we have dads that are not that into certain Father's Day celebration. They could really, you know, do without certain holidays and things like that. So sometimes they're treated like that because that's how they consider gifts. It's like, okay, well, yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna put this down, put this over here, or I'm gonna give it away. I mean, if it's a nice gift card, I'll give it to my wife. We had a caller call in on the radio, and we were talking about this subject, and he says, my kids give me gift card. I just go ahead and give it to my wife. I just go ahead and give it to my wife. It's like, okay, that's nice and sweet, but hey, whatever. Why is it, fathers, that you all tend to react like that, or you really don't make a fuss out of things? But sometimes in your mind, I know somebody that in their mind, they were, well, it didn't buy me nothing. Didn't buy me. Don't verbalize what they want. Don't, give clues, hints, and signals. And when they don't get anything, it's in their heart like, wow, you wouldn't even take the time to think about, you wouldn't even. But then, like I said, men is the way you communicate. And men, sometimes it is hard to shop for you or give you what you really want. Some dads don't want much, but sometimes you just don't know what that little is. And so you've got to really come to the table and help your children out when it comes to gift giving. Like I said, some fathers are a little bit unthankful, or they show that, hey, I can take it or leave it, or they just sometimes are not into, like I said, into some of these holidays, and they could, just pass it by. In the meantime, children, adult children, young children, be mindful of the things that could really make that father happy. When Mother's Day come around, for me, it's a joy. Not only, it's just the vibe, the energy around Mother's Day, the love and respect. You understand what I'm saying? It's the gifts are fine, but it's the respect and the love and the words. And so, along with getting dad some of the things that he may want, make sure you give him the love and the respect that really is the key fit in this thing. It's the key element in this thing. That love and that respect, those warm words and the attention, the desire to bring, dad out among others, amongst friends, celebrate fathers is key. That's where it's at, y'all. That's what it is about Mother's Day. It is so much more than a gift. It is so much more than just going to the store and buying me something. When I hear you tell me that what I've done throughout the years means so much, and that I'm your best friend. You know, some people will need to tell Dad, you've been a good friend. You've been a father, but you've been there for me. You've been 100. You've been there when I was hurting. You've been there when I needed love. You've been there when I made mistakes. You know, kind of look back and look at your life. Look at that. Look at where you've been in your life with your daddy and see those positive things that he's done for you and celebrate those things. Dads want to be celebrated. You know, once a year won't be bad. You may not say it all the time. You may not even tell your dad, but one time out of the year how much you love him. But that's enough. That love, that respect, those words, that celebration is what dads really, really would like uh, beside gifts. Please, there are things that you don't have to do that will make him happier because he is not interested in some of the things that we give them. Gag gifts, you know, certain gag gifts, certain complicated games, razors, and all that stuff. Like I said before, tools, uh, journals. Can y'all stop with the journals with men? You know, some men, I'm talking about fathers now, some fathers don't journal. Some of them don't even write down on paper. They keep all this up here. Sometimes they may go into those computers and talk about their heart or whatever. That's kind of rare. But make sure you all are not giving and spending money on things that you know goodness well that dad is not going to do. Some of these dads are not going to journal. They said to me, no journals, no ties, no mugs, no golf tees, and they don't play golf. Don't buy them a golf balls and they don't play golf. Now, y'all got to stop this stuff. This is what they're saying. And let me tell you what else. Don't be buying them underwear. They don't want you buying them underwear. This is what they told me. Don't buy them underwear. Get a little more creative than just underwear and t-shirts. Dads are not into some of this stuff. Be very thoughtful and strategic when it comes. Look, I can't lie. It is, sometimes it is not that easy to buy for a man. You know, maybe men children, maybe men can relate more to what men want. But when it comes to women and stuff, it's like, what do I get him? What does he really, really want that can make him, happy and satisfied? Do I give him some of the same things that mom liked? Do I take him to some of the places that I take mom? What do I do? Like I said, men are saying, listen, underwear and mugs and visors for hats and visors, ties, hats, visors, ties, just unnecessary things. Let's get away from those things. Goofy ties, flip flops and funny shoes. I'm not saying this, sneakers. Because some men, some dads are really into sneakers and things like that. But funny shoes, all these funny shoes and uh, these crazy looking socks. Just kind of like, kind of avoid those things. This is what they're telling me, and I'm telling you all to do the same thing. Kind of get away from these funny gifts and concentrate, like I said, on giving them that love, and respect, those great words. Uh, just be real sentimental when it comes to dad. You know, do dads want money? We're gonna find out if dads want money. Do they want money and different things like that? I'm not sure. We're going to talk about that on Friday, but we are definitely, you know, really, really trying to get you all to see a different side of things, a whole different side of things. Um, if he doesn't like gadgets, don't get him gadgets. If he doesn't like going out and among the people in restaurants and whatnot and backyard barbecue, don't do those things for him. You know, because you'll do those things for them. You'll see him in his den or his room, and he's sitting back, kind of antisocial because it's something that he is not comfortable with and don't want to, get involved in. So make sure you all get those unique experiences for dad. Make sure you splurge on them in some kind of way. Make sure you make Father's Day memorable and make sure you give him things that he will cherish, throughout the years. He'll say, I remember when my daughter got me this, or I remember when my son, took me here, or, I remember when they got together, my children, and they just blessed me this kind of way or that kind of way. We want, those things to be memorable. We want dad to sit back and say, my children love and appreciate me, and they take the time to show it. We should be showing it all throughout the year, but that special day is something where you can definitely celebrate and highlight the love that you have for your dad, and make sure he knows it. It's not that hard, I hope. I lost my dad when I was young, very young, and but I had other folk, my brothers and them, and uncles uh, in the picture and things like that. And giving them gifts and things was a joy. Not just Father's Day, but other holidays. It was a joy because why? You want them to see that same. You want that same enthusiasm as you would, like I said, if you give someone else a gift. Beside your dad or that father figure. You want to see them light up. You want to see them, just like, oh my God, this is what I really wanted. Well, some people will say this, and I've heard this too. Well, they don't deserve it. They've not been here. Why should I go out? Why should I express myself? They have never expressed themselves. I love my dad, but they don't express themselves to me. We're not expressive people. We're not affectionate people. We're not people that do that. We don't show that side of us. And so maybe you should break the mold. Maybe this is the year that you can surprise him with something that says, things haven't been always great or good, but I tell you what, you're my father. And I just want to appreciate all the positive things that you've done. Now, you all out there, fathers, and I talk to these fathers. If you have not been there, maybe you should not expect so much. And there are some fathers, like I said, I've talked to fathers that have not been in the lives of their children like that. And they kind of still have high expectations. It's like, well, they didn't give me, well, you won't there. You have not been there. And so you're a second thought. You may not even be a thought when you have not given you haven't had that connection with your children. That's another reason why you may get things that you may not want, or you may not get anything at all, because there is no connection. You have not connected. And so you've got to connect. You really appreciate it when you have connected, when you have been somewhat expressive. Sometimes men are not verbal, sometimes, But I'm saying the connection. There has to be a connection. There has to be a meeting of the minds. You have to know your children. Your children have to know you. But when you have gotten uh, come through life and have not really been there, but you have expectations of things. Oh well, they didn't give me that. Well, you haven't been there. Well, their mom gets everything. Well, she's been there. She's been there. And so I'm not talking about all men, but I'm saying there are men that I've talked to, y'all, okay? Don't get it wrong. There are some guys out there that have not been there for their children, and for that reason, the children are stuck. They're like, well, hey, what do I give them? I give him something once. I acknowledge that he's my daddy, uh, but bridging the gap, giving them a card, maybe starting off there, or a phone call. Hey, Dad, how you doing? I heard a someone on social media talking about their dad just recently, and they said that their dad was that provider. He was a provider, but as far as love and attention and things like that, that was nowhere to be found. Was not that type of person. Didn't give that kind of thing, and so even though you want to respect dads as dads, fathers as fathers, sometimes sons and daughters have a kind of bad taste in their mouth. They don't necessarily feel that connection and that need to uh, be there in that way. Sometimes pops have made it hard, dads have made it hard for their children to connect and love on them like they should be loved on. So that's a thing that should be worked on. Those that are out there that are listening, those viewing, maybe it haven't been the greatest relationship. Maybe you are expecting things and you haven't been there. I think let a man examine himself to see where he's been in the life of his children. If you haven't been there, if you sitting up here trying to get things and want things, and it just doesn't come together, doesn't click. You haven't been able to show the love, or maybe you've been in the house but haven't been able to show that love. Maybe you've been in the house, but maybe you are a grump. Maybe you've been in a household, but maybe you have not communicated in the way where some body, your child, your son, your daughter, uh, can approach you. Sometimes those things get in the way as well. Well, my dad is not approachable. My dad doesn't make conversation. That my dad go to work, come home, and he ain't got time for me. And so for that reason, why would you expect your child to go out all for you and you have done everything but be there for them? I just heard the conversation on social media about dads not connecting and just don't have it in them. Sometimes when they don't have it in them to do it, sometimes if they've not learned, how to come together and be that passionate person, or, they've only known how to be hard. Maybe you've got to get to know your dad in that way of who he is and why he is. And that would be a good thing to do, is to sit back and, figure out, who is my dad? Who are you? Who are you? I know you go to work, you come back home, we don't see you, you go in the room, but who are you? Who are you? Can I get to know who you are? I want to be able to bless you. I want to be able to connect with you. I want to be able to shower you with love, but you are distant. You're not there. You've done some things and you've gotten, we've got that barrier between us. And so, those are the things sometimes, children, or adult children are considering, the fact that our relationship is not all that. It's not just a thing of money. Well, I don't have the money. Sometimes the relationship is not there. And so you don't want to, play a part of, a phony. You don't. Some uh, children just will not go along with the foolery. They will not pretend. They will not pretend that a relationship is good when it's not. They will not reward bad behavior when dad has not been good. They will not, consider you when you have not taken the time to know them and they know you. So sometimes it's not just about the gift. Sometimes it's about the relationship. So that's something that could be worked on, being able to talk with one another, being able to share with one another. Dad, come on, get out of this thing of, not being able to lift your voice, And we've got to do better anyway when it comes to our our men children, uh, teaching them how to use their voice, teaching them, like I said, sometimes you don't know what a person wants because they don't tell you, they don't verbalize, they don't feel they know how to express themselves, they don't know how to ask, they don't know how to communicate. And so those barriers and things I think have to be broken down, uh, so you can have a good relationship, so you can give to one another, so you can show that respect. And then when that day comes, you can lift that daddy up and say, whew, look at this. Look what I have in my life. I have somebody that cares for me, and I want to celebrate that somebody. I want to celebrate my dad. I want the world to know how much I love my dad. It's so much that we have to do in order to, be real when it comes to these celebrations and things like that. Again, going back to Mother's Day, how easy is that? I mean, moms carried us. Moms, it's just a just different relationship. It's just a different relationship, and especially with mothers and sons, that relationship is just absolutely, uh, you know, uh, men children love their mothers. Boys love their mothers. It's amazing. And then when you have your girls are like, mom, mom, mom. They just like a reflection of you, a reflection of mom, and they connect because they've been brought up. Women come up, they bring their girls up to be very sociable. They talk with them. They talk with the girls. They kind of like have a relationship where we there with one another. We see one another. We know how we are. We know I can tell you how to be a woman. I can show you, what it takes. And, I can take you shopping with me. You see the things that I like. Mothers and daughters can be very verbal. Women can be very verbal. Girls can be very verbal because that's the way they've been brought up to be. Very, very verbal. Oh, excuse me. I don't have feedback in here. Very verbal. And so for that reason, that dynamic between children and father, sometimes that is the best. But then sometimes, like I said, there are things that get in the way of children really celebrating their dads. It's a fact that in our history, in our community, there have been some that have not been able to have those relationships for one reason or another. I know coming up and, like I said, father dying very early, so death could be something that, separates a child from having that father in their lives. Incarceration, let's tell it like it is. Let's tell it like it is. Incarceration has done a number on, having a barrier between fathers and daughters and fathers and sons. Men not being in the home. The statistics are overwhelming. I don't know if you all noticed that, but I tell you, the men that are not in the home, oh my God, it's just tremendous. And so we have a lot of single mothers that are raising children, and there is not a father in the household. Um, there's so many other reasons that, abandonment. Some of them abandoned. They just can't do it. They can't do it. They rather go over here. They start off here, and they rather go over there and take care of somebody else's youngin. I'm just telling it like it is, y'all. And then they find themselves not being able to connect with their own children for some reason or another. Then you have drugs, alcohol, homelessness, mental illness, and things like that that get in the way of relationships. And sometimes fathers are not there. And so it gets in the way. That's why, and let's look at it. That's why you don't see the restaurants, men and their sons or daughters wrapped around. Because why? Sometimes there's not a father there for some reason or another. Some reason or another, sometimes fathers are not there, and sometimes fathers can't be there. And so you see the breakdown in relationships. And you look at it, there's enough cards to go around. Excuse me. Cards don't sell out. You know what I'm saying? Restaurants are not full or whatever. Look, mom go to church with the children. Sometimes dad not at church, don't go to church. Sometimes dad is not there. And so it's a different dynamic. It's wherein, it is what it is. It would be nice if things would get better. It would be nice to, that those relationships would begin to grow. The love for the father to the children to the fathers, that connection. We pray that those things happen. We pray that those things happen so folks can have a father. I always, my father died. I wanted my father. My father died years ago. He was in his 30s. He died in a tragic accident in Brooklyn, New York. And I desired to have a father. I decided to have my father. And so don't think children don't sit back and want fathers. Don't think just, having mom is just the tea. Having mom is wonderful. But sometimes a child will sit back and say, my God, I don't have a father in my life. My father's not here. My father is gone somewhere. He's over there across the street somewhere, down the street. Y'all ever hear those stories? Your father don't raise you. Your father right down the street at another family's home. Father not there. It's the truth. Children want their fathers and they want to celebrate. They want to do the best. But sometimes father is not there. Sometimes fathers can't be there. No fault of their own. So let's put a balance to this. Sometimes, hey, you can't get into the mix of a relationship when the relationship is cutthroat and low down, and you and your baby mama or whoever don't click, and it's hard on the children, and there's a separation because you can't make that connection because that other person is not going to let you connect. So there's so many reasons why fathers are not in the lives of their children. There's a lot of reasons why. It's not wrapped around, the restaurant's not wrapped around 500 times. It's a reason why. And so we've got to consider all these things. But again, getting back to gifts and things like that, fathers that are there are kind of like particular, and they want you all to be very considerate and thoughtful about some of the things that you all want to bless them with. So, Father's Day is coming up. Make sure you all go online and kind of look at, some of the things that they desire. They got all kind of stuff. Letting you know what to do, where to go, what to get, and what your father may need. We're going to do that on Friday. Come with some great things, some tips of what fathers want. Yeah, I know that side too. They have shared with me of what they want. I told you some of the things that they don't want. But I've also shared, I will share some of the things that they want. We'll talk about our sponsors because our sponsor, Beard Gods, has some great gifts and things like that for fathers. We'll have some great tips on, what to do and things that are reasonable but fun. We will talk about those things as well. So I hope you all are having a great day. I know I am. Like I said, the sun is out. It's beautiful outside. I can't wait to just get out there and get that vitamin D and just enjoy today. Enjoy life. That's another thing. You all, I can't say this enough. I would love for you all to really, really, really take the time to enjoy your life. Sometimes you got to put your problems down and go forward anyway. Sometimes you've got to just leap over your burdens and your cares or just give them over to God in prayer and try to live the best of life. Life is short. Life is really short. I had a relative to pass away suddenly. And talking about a shock to the family, it just suddenly. So we've got to really take the time to enjoy yourself, enjoy life, and to work on getting some of these relationships put together. Fathers, if you're not in the lives of your children, you ask God to forgive you if you've done wrong and can't be there. Or fathers, if you're disconnected, for your own, pray and ask God for the strength to bring your family back together in some way or another. Make sure you look at yourself, examine yourself, and see where you've done wrong. That's another thing, men. You got to put down some of this pride. Some men don't never think they do wrong. Some of them don't think they can tear the family up, the children up, hurt, go around there, live down the street, think that stuff don't even up right around the corner, and think that stuff don't hurt nobody. Y'all got to stop that mess. Make sure, if those relationships are strained in any way, see if you can do something about it as fathers. Try to bring your pride down and try to get together with your children in some kind of way or another, or let them know, hey, write them a note. I've done, this or that, or I couldn't be there, and this happened. Tell them what happened. Keeping stuff in the closet and keeping stuff in secrets and all this kind of stuff is not helping relationship. And so, fathers, if you've gone through some things, or if you're ashamed of some things, if you didn't know what to do, if you young and got out there and was didn't have skills, didn't acknowledge that. Acknowledge. Don't keep running and don't keep putting things secret. It's a secret. It's a secret. I didn't know how to father. It's a secret. I wasn't in love with the mother. Well, tell a child that. Maybe honesty would be the best thing for moving forward and having the best relationship or a better relationship. So yeah, you all on Friday we'll come back. We'll talk more about the sponsor Beard Gods and some of the things that they have for you, some of the quality gifts. We'll talk about other gifts. We'll get your opinion, and I'll let you know more of what men are saying that they want. We talked about what men don't want. We're going to talk about what men want and how you can bless them, how you can be a blessing to them, and how you can show that love and respect and give them things that are memorable. Okay? So we'll do that on Friday. In the meantime, let's talk about some upcoming shows because we got some upcoming shows. And look, right now, I'm going to give you a few things that we're going to be doing uh, on FYI Morning Show Live. But there are some shows that are coming up that I will have to post because we're confirming dates. So we got a lot of stuff for you all. Let's first of all, let's just give a nice applause to fathers. Let's just appreciate fathers. I want to say this before I do the upcoming shows. You know, when I go and I work out, I go to the park or different places, I see fathers. I see fathers with their children, and it is such a blessing. So, as I talk with you all, I'm just giving you all an insight of what the conversations that I've had. But when I go out, I see that there's another side. I see where children are loving on fathers and fathers are loving on their children. I see the connection and the relationships and the smile and the hugs. Dads are out there with their children in the park. And it's just a joy. It's just a joy to see that. I can look at my own family and my relatives and see the love that comes from fathers. And so there is a great side of this, you know. There is a positive side of this where there's, you're going to see it's not one-sided. It's not a one-sided thing. You'll see the love of a father for the children and children for their father. Just open your eyes. Just open your eyes sometimes. Go out sometimes to the park and see how fathers are taking their time for their youngins. And it's a joy to behold. So look, coming up, FYI After Dark. If you all didn't get a chance to see FYI After Dark on Monday evening, I'm going to post again that show and let you all see it. I'll put it on social media platform. You'll get a chance to see that FYI After Dark show. We'll have many more After Dark shows because we have some things planned for you all. And we have some things planned for our ladies and things like that. So you'll see a lot of that on the After Dark shows. You'll see some panel discussions coming up as we get into the summertime with various speakers and guests. And so you all can expect to see some more FYI After Dark shows. Also, Money and More. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I love talking about money. I love talking about money because I have learned to be very strategic when it comes to money. I've learned a lot about money throughout the years, and I can't wait to just continue to talk more about money and how we can steward well and how we can, do the things we need to do in order, to be prosperous and to be able to live the best of life, give our children and our family, those things that they need, work hard and things like that. So Money and More, we talk about money, but what goes along with money and work and being responsible. And like I said, stewarding, taking what you have and investing and making more from it. So we'll do Money and More coming up real soon. Of course, men's issues, like today, men's issues, talking about Father's Day, of course. Then also Fun Friday, our women's segment. Love me some Fun Friday. Talking more about what women are doing, what they're going through, where we are, where we've been, where we're going. So we'll be doing more shows with our women's segment. Of course, around the town, look, there's some great things going to be happening here this weekend. So I'll just mention a few of those. We won't be doing around the town segment. We'll do the Father's Day, what men want. But we will mention some of the things, a few things, important things that are going on in the Hampton Roads area on Friday. Don't forget Summer Fun. The grandson, he was with me on Sports Talk Monday, and he's going to be with me on some of our Summer Fun segments. We're going to be around the pool, and we're going to talk about pool and water safety. There's something that the radio show has done always. Every summer, every year, we talk about it. So, FYI Morning Show Live, we're going to talk about that. Uh, Safety, water safety, and what you should do, how you should, act around water. Because I tell you what, water is not nothing to be played with. And so we're going to talk about that. The pool is nothing to be played with. There are tips and there's safety that you need to know when you have those pools, when those kids are, out swimming during the summer, and when they're around water. First of all, they need to know how to swim. These children, really, you need to start them out babies learning how to swim, and it's very important that we do that. My grandson taught himself how to swim. It was marvelous to see, and so he's a really good swimmer. And but I will be around the pool talking to you all about water safety and pool safety. Again, something new around the town. We'll be covering that. Jason Baker in July, cryptocurrency. We will be talking about that. A lot of you all, I'm sure, have heard about cryptocurrency, but he tells us a little bit more about where it's going, why it is, why it's here to stay, and how you can invest, and how you can get your feet wet. He talks about his own experiences, and he also gives us research about where this cryptocurrency thing, where it is. Again, Monday Sports Talk. NBA is on. Let's give a clap for NBA. Where an NBA is over with, WNBA is still on the move. So we will be coming back on Sports Talk, talking about the WNBA. And I'm looking forward to that because I'm really loving the games. Women are playing like never before. They are bringing the boys to the yard. They are absolutely making these games happen and making it fire, and becoming stars, and bringing all the fans in the world, bringing women to the over to what's happening in the game. Have you all heard about tennis with our ladies, Serena and Venus Williams? Back on the grind, back in there. Now, that's a joy to behold because I love seeing them play. And we'll talk about that more on Sports Talk and where they are and why they're back together and what they're going to give us. Don't sit on the Williams sisters. Don't sit back, think these girls are, watch, these girls got a lot. They're just in their 40s. They got a lot to give. Look at them. They are champions, and they will always be champions. And so we'll be talking about that on Sports Talk, as well as other sports. We're going to talk a little bit about some other things. And, of course, when the NFL began to gear up for their practice and things like that, we will be talking about the NFL. Let me see, what else should we do? Make sure you all, if you'd like to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor, to inbox me or FYI Radio Show live at gmail.com. You can write and say, listen, I'd love to be on your show. Again, Monday evenings, FYI After Dark, 6 p.m. And Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 a.m. You can be on the show. Don't forget to follow me on social media everywhere, all the platforms. You can go to Yolanda Hinton or FYI Radio Show or one FYI Radio Show. You put FYI Radio Show and you'll see the show and things like that. Why Hinton over here on TikTok? If you haven't been over here to subscribe, please come over here. Why Hinton? YHINTON? FYI Radio Show over here. And please, can y'all subscribe? Can y'all follow me? I'll follow you back. Give me a little more number. Let's see who we got here. Michael. Hello, Michael Rome Webb over here on StreamYard platform. Good to see you all. Let's see who else. So many folk over here. It's good to see you all. I'm gonna shout you out in a minute. But look, make sure you follow. Over here on Instagram, we got DHIRAJDAS260. Hello. Then we have Pooja. I think that's how you pronounce it. POOJA underscore SINJH underscore RAIPUT. And the number is long. Thank you so much over here on Instagram for joining us. Facebook, I know you somewhere around here. But look, go to those pages on Facebook. I have a lot of pages over there. The fan page is over there. I need you all to subscribe to that. Also have the FYI radio show page over there. We need for you all to, get over there. Yolanda Hinton, the personal page over there of mine. Please, please do that for me. Let's see. I'm trying to see who's over here on Facebook. Let's see. I think we have, here we go. Sheila Robbins, good morning. Let's see, who else is over here? Sheila, how are you? My girl, that's my girl, Sheila Robbins. Michael Rome is over here. It's so many folk over here. Hold up. Let me see who else is here. Yeah, so many folk over here on Facebook. Let's see who else. Over here on TikTok, Lord have mercy, you all are something else over here. Twitter, LinkedIn, they're viewing as well. Make sure you say something in the chat so I can send you some love if I don't get to your name. I just want to shout out a few people over here on TikTok and let them know, I really appreciate them coming on. I want you all to talk a little bit more over here on the chat sometimes, though. Let me know what you think about the subject matter, or just shout out where you're from and stuff like that. I would love for you all to do that. Let's see. READACOLE. I'm going to spell some of these names because some of them I don't know how to pronounce. Just like this one, SHAHR. Hello. Let's see. Is this Edwin? Hello. Zeddy. Hi. Let's see. BJ. Hello. Marissa. It's a beautiful name. Osman. Hello. Let's see. Sunshine, hi. Vox, what's happening? Rosie, how you doing? Maheava, Mahiva, is that how you pronounce it? 143. DJ Ron Mo, what's going on? Nacho Gomez, hey. Let's see. Wow, these names go fast. Alex, hi. Hurricane, let's see. Watching you too. I think that's the name. One Hurricane. ZBG, come on. Makisha, how are you? We need to get together. Make sure let's talk and let's see if we can get together again. Let's see. I think that's Bobby. Bobby, what's going on? 700 XCE, what's happening? Let's see. Carlos, Angel, Mimi. Let's see. SIVA, I think that's it. Look at Amanda Nichols. Amanda, what's going on, young lady? Good to see you. CNN, how are you? Look, I always like to see CNN and Shade Room, all these folks on there. Sometimes y'all need to call or inbox and say hi or something. Tell me to come on and be on your show. Let's see, Mr. Clean. Hey, Mr. Clean. Let's see, who else? BONIFACIO. Marco Rodriguez. What's up? Aunt, what's happening? Crazy, no label. I think that's how you pronounce it. Zuper Cooper. I like some of these names. Mario Walker is there. Jerica Jarik, let me see. Okay, let's pronounce Grcardo. Love. Joe. Joe Oni11. I think that's it. Excuse me if I don't get it right. These names are going by. Double Big Mac. Double Big Mac, geez. Double Big Mac, how you doing? Let's see. ABDA. Okay. Let's keep moving. There's some of those things I can't get. 1234-5678. Hi, how are you? Uh, RODIGO. Good morning. Let's see. Some of them I can't say. Young. How are you, Sonia? How are you? DJ Marco, what you doing? Chloe, Little Monty, so many folks. Antonio, what you doing? Josh, hi. Um, Bishop, what's happening? The Real Smooth is up here. Uh, S3NY school 9 is here. Let's see. Dave Long. Dave Long, is that Dave Long, the musician? Antonio Cruz, hello. Let's see, El Toxico, hi. Linda, what you doing? DJ, hi. I can't call you all, but I'm trying. Pinky Blue, hi. Bath and something. Thomasine Marshall, what's up? Diablo, how you doing? T.Y. Clayton, Dreamscape. Yes, you all are up here, Night Rider. Lewis, how are you? Oh my God. Michael, what's up? Michael is here. And C-Dub is here. Hey, C-Dub, thank you for joining me. Scott is here. Irreplaceable is here. Bob is here. Just so many of you all are here. But look, don't forget to meet me back on Fun Friday. We're going to talk about what men really want. They want a lot of things. You'll be surprised what they want. But we will talk about that, and we'll talk about some of the things that are happening in the Hampton Roads area this weekend coming up. Look, make sure you all are blessed again, highly favored of the Lord. Just do your part. Do what you got to do to make sure you have the best of life. So look, I'm gonna see you all, okay? Andre Samuel, that's my friend. He's here. He used to live here in Hampton Roads. I think he's somewhere overseas. I'm not sure. Everett Hollins, what's happening? Margaret, hi. Let's see who else. Princess, what's going on? Carolyn, hi. Sharon, hi. Anastasia, hi. KY, Jose, what's happening? Lauren, Lionel Suggs. Hello, Mr. Suggs. Emma, Black Wolf, Jess, WA, it's just too many. Woo, Rocky, whoa, Lorraine, Dorothy, Ferg, there you go, Ferg. My Ferg, y'all check out Ferg over here on YouTube, not YouTube, but TikTok. We got friends over there on YouTube too, but over here on TikTok, our friend Ferg, he was here. You all check out some of the shows that we've had with some of our guests here. Ferg, Ferg, check out his page. Maria, hello. Just so many folk. Anna, Debs, and everybody. Caleb, Rogue_Bunny. Just so many folk over here. And I want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for your support. You all are a blessing. Larry, thank you. Deb, Colette, Carlos. Just make sure you all join me on Friday. I'm going to say goodbye to TikTok first. You all see you soon. And just have a wonderful, wonderful day, okay? You all do that for me. Yeah, so I want to say goodbye. Look, I didn't realize I was here so long. But hey, I love being here with you all. Until Friday, y'all. See you later.
Where I am now, I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace. Where I am now.
All right, you all on those other platforms, make sure you say something, say hi in the chat so I can respond back to you. In the meantime, this is FYI Morning Show Live. I'm your host, Yolanda Hinton. I'll see you on Fun with Life.
Where I am